Welcome. We got a show for you tonight. When I say we, I have a guest appearance, my co-host and co-founder of Newsroom, Never in the Working Service. We had a page, it fell off, it got disbanded. Now we have a new YouTube channel. We coming, we ready to grow. We up on TikTok. We up on Instagram. Let me hurry up. No further ado. We have our very own Shin Akama, myself, Henry Williams. I'm the CEO and founder. Also with my co-founder, Shin Akama, aka Jamal. This my dog. This my homie, this my roadie, whatever you want to call it. We been there. We've been there for some years. He from the great state of Rhode Island. I'm from Louisiana. And just let me play a clip of some music just to introduce something to the city.
These hoes out here playing games, and these niggas do just the same. How a nigga try to maintain all the thoughts on my brain. Overthinking, so I overthought him. Like a map, yeah, you know I plot him. Put him in the graveyard site, 24 any day, any night. Tell your girl that I rock the world just right. This long pipe have her dancing like she might. Hit it from the Porsche to the Benz. Tesla, my friend, electric to the end. But they don't wanna make amends. Like these hoes get sewed up. Nigga, it's a hold up. Like a horse, nigga, don't buck. Or y'all niggas get laid up. Like your hoe when I'm hitting it. You already know where I go when I flow with the spitting. Them niggas all chittens. Them niggas pussy all kittens. I ain't got nothing left. Niggas know J.M.I. Shin Akama to the death.
Yes. What's up, man? Okay.
Hey, what it do, man? You know, it's been a while. It's good to be back on the air. It's good to see you.
Yes. It's been a while, but I've been every month I've been paying the service, you feel. So let's put it to use, you feel. It been just sitting there. I've been paying the bills, you feel. Bills gotta get paid, like to keep all the information. We got a story for you today. We're dealing with Kamala Harris, the controversy surrounding her run for the White House. Me myself, I don't believe it's a run. I believe it's just somebody just took her and put her the halfway line and just say, "Hey, run from them." when it's not even no running that to be done, just walk to the White House.
I hear that. I feel like it's really just a setup. Either one or two. I feel like one or two things is gonna happen. Either this is a handoff to Trump, that they're handing Trump the presidency, knowing that they can't beat him, or number two, they gonna try to use the War Powers Act before the election hits. If Joe Biden ends up, kicking the bucket and Harris becomes the president, why go with an election when they can just go into a full-blown war with Russia and then say that there's no ability to hold an election during wartime?
Yeah. There's two things that I learned from this election, like we talked about. Like one, it should wake people up who have felonies that they can run for office. And two is that someone that is 34 years old and up, normal with a felon, could run for the highest office, presidency. as a president. Look at Donald Trump side because he going with vice president who is 34 years old. That means if something happened to Donald Trump, his vice president going to become president at 34 years old. And also that someone with a felony, he can't vote for himself, but people can vote for him. That's
Well,
two.
that depends because some states you gotta remember that the Democrats had passed that law in some states that even if you got a felony, you can vote now still.
Oh, oh shoot, that's good.
But it's not all states because I think some Republican states they didn't want that. And isn't that ironic too? You know what I'm talking about, Henry? It's ironic. The Republicans got a felon running for the president, but in their states, if you got felonies, you can't vote.
And I believe in some states it's like after if you're not on probation and parole or locked up in jail, you can vote once you offer papers.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But not all states, because the Republican states they don't allow that.
Understandable.
Which is just a funny story because that shows you how hypocritical them Republicans are. And personally, I don't vote. I'm politically unaffiliated. I haven't voted since the first Obama election. So this is going to be my third election that I'm politically unaffiliated and I'm not allowing them to use my consent to do all this stuff, including bomb Palestine. I'm not giving nobody my permission because I'm not going to answer to God for that. But on top of that, I do like Trump where he went with that, getting a 34-year-old vice president for the simple fact that, to quote my cousin, we're getting sick of 80-year-old white guys running the country.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have nothing to do with racism. It has to do with the fact that that's the old paradigm, that we need these old white men who about to be at the end of their lifespan and are subject to stubbornness instead of being open to change. And that's why we need some youth in there. We need some vigor. The country needs an invigoration. And if we got a president or a vice president who's 34, I feel like that's a perfect person to have in that VP spot because he knows the plights of the youth and the people in his own demographics, and he's going to have to live the next 40 to 60 to 70 years with the policies he's creating today. He's going to have to live with it. Unlike Joe Biden, Donald Trump, all these old people they're trying to put in there, they're going to pass some draconian laws that we going to have to follow for the rest of our life, and they're going to be dead and gone.
So when it come down to Kamala Harris and the Democrats, I feel like this is like the biggest election fraud in history because we look at it like this. They have primaries, they have caucuses, and all through that election cycle, people went vote. I went to the polling station and actually voted. I didn't vote for no Democrat, but I did vote for county and city things that need in my local area. I vote. I don't just not.
Oh yeah, that's smart though, brother. You gotta vote for the things that affect you, not you know what I mean.
So in that process, I did vote for Donald Trump. You feel? I won't lie about that. You feel? I'm not.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing too, Henry. I'm not gonna get mad. We gotta teach our viewers that this is America, And we're not supposed to be getting upset because somebody else is voting for somebody you don't like or they share some opposing views. We're supposed to just have discussions and then just let it be what it is because everybody got their own right to vote for who we choose. I thought that was the point of being American. Just like I don't be getting no slack from nobody for not voting, for being politically unaffiliated. But if I said I'm voting for Trump, people's gonna try to kill me.
We have a YouTube viewer. Would like to first I would like to thank you, Latoya Johnson, for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Blessings, blessings on blessings.
Bless.
So in the long run, I felt like a lot of these older people been in the system for so long to the point that they are used to the system. Like they are by the system. It's like you come in the system and say, "Hey, I would like change," and you looking at cases and you see a case that you really want to get to know the backdrop of it and help people actually who is innocent walk free and the people who really guilty serve justice, then actually sit there and say, "Hey, I wanna get as more people convicted to have a good record. Like I have 85 conviction rate. That means I'm hard on criminals to support them, but some of them people that you supposed to have also convicted, you don't have a record of actually fighting for justice to get the people who not criminals out. And that's a lot of stories in California that people is speaking on Kamala Harris.
Not to mention, she's replacing 1990s crime Bill Joe. 3 strikes and you're out at the old ball game Joe. Yeah. I know a lot of people who's in jail right now, and they've been in there since I was a teenager. And that's because off of 1 to 100 grams. You know what I'm saying? That's a very detrimental policy to the black community, the melanated community, and most people of color, including Hispanics, that they can harass and detain and incarcerate us at high rates because, like, just to quote Trump, they just don't want to give us no jobs. So what we supposed to do?
So
and now I'm talking about the Democrats don't want to give us no jobs. So what we supposed to do?
So let's go into an old clip of a Democrat primary where Kamala Harris prosecutor Kamala Harris was running for president, actually running for president, and had to face Tulsi Gabbard.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Yeah, that's definitely a smoking gun right there, brother.
Pow. We coming up shooting out top.
And that's why they're trying to play this game with us again with that same rhetoric, talking about, oh, it's black women versus black men now because black men ain't going to vote for Kamala Harris. Why are we going to vote for somebody who gave one of our innocent brothers the death penalty and was willing to sit on her hands with evidence that he could have walked away free because the brother didn't do nothing. How are we supposed to vote for somebody like that?
Bad.
How are we as black men supposed to vote for somebody like that? Not to mention 90% of the 1,500 people who she incarcerated for marijuana was black men. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we have to, as a people, not just worry about her being a feminine, but as a people, we have to start judging these people not for what they're saying to you, because people can say anything. You have to go off their record and their actions, because that's what they're really gonna do, because that's what they're really about.
So you saying like not all skin folk, just the color of their skin don't make them right for the community.
Right, because that, like they said, not all skin folk is kin folks.
And not all, and we men, you feel? If we say, hey, a lot of majority of black women politicians will turn against the black men in the community. They will stone us. They will destroy us. But I feel like, hey, I want to take another smoking gun. I want to go ahead and pop people with a female who more educated than me because she went to college and graduated. You feel? I went to college for computer networking, but I didn't finish. You feel? But
I hear you.
But this woman won. I'm being honest here. So let's just play this video.
Black faces in high places are not going to save us. Just look at the black proponents of Cop City in Atlanta's leadership class. Black faces in high places are not going to save us. Just look at the black woman's hand, ambassador at the UN, voting against a ceasefire in Gaza. That is, our blackness and our womanness are not in themselves trustworthy. If we allow ourselves to be conscripted into positions of power that maintain the oppressive status quo, our blackness and womanness are not themselves trustworthy if we support the occupation of black neighborhoods with so-called better trained police, or remain silent about the genocide of oppressed peoples around the world.
What you gotta say, brother? What you gotta say? I don't want to holler.
Well, I gotta say that's straight from the horse's mouth. You know, she explained it pretty well. I know that I'm looking for this quote right now from Brother Islam, Rizza Islam, because he had a beautiful quote about this yesterday when they had announced her, the day they announced her for the president. And I'm bringing it up right now, so I'll read it for you guys.
Yeah.
On
So
Instagram.
while
I got it. I already got it. It's at Islam Rizza. So everybody knows if you're from the community, the Nation of Islam, brother Rizza Islam. He said, quote unquote, "She's worse than Biden. I don't trust any of them. Politics is a circus controlled by none, who run for positions, but who influence and fund all of them. Stop waiting for politicians to come and quote unquote save us, and build what you have individually so we can save ourselves."
Yes.
That's exactly why I wanted to read that, because Brother Islam is basically saying the same thing that sister said at that college graduation, the same exact thing. How many times have we put our fate as a people in these politicians' hands, and just for them to get elected and then throw us off the boat in the middle of the ocean? And then people talking about, oh, we're the Moors, we're the Moors. Well, what's one of the different definitions of a Moor? Somebody who's stranded at sea. And what kind of government do we got? An admiralty law government. So when you're saying you're a Moor in their courts or Moorish, you're telling them you lost at sea. And if you lost at sea, that means you have no representation. You're a pirate. I try to tell our people this all the time who be trying to follow them people talking about we Moors, we Moors, we Moors, we Moors. Bro, that name is a piracy name. That's what they be calling them pirates in Somalia.
So I want to like mainly put this into perspective, like because I had many questions, many thoughts with myself on this subject. So this is the controversy right here. Like you have African Americans. Let's so-called say that these African Americans were native to America, or even did come on boats from Africa that placed here enslaved. Boom, we have these type of people from the beginning of America government, United States government, to the Civil War, the so-called freedom of slaves. So all these people who have the connection to slaves call themselves African American. Then you have people who from Africa who come here to United States. Then you have people from Jamaica, Haiti, Trinidad, the Caribbean islands, other places like
Guyana.
Guyana. All these places come to America that do not have ties to American trust, that which America promised these African Americans respiration. You feel this Democrat, the people who's supposed to help America. You have two people who is black, brown, whatever you want to call it. You feel you don't even like the word calling yourself black, African American, whatever. You call yourself these people who are descendants from slaves. Look at Kamala Harris and say, Kamala, can you help us? Do you know our plight? She don't know the plight because her father is from Jamaica and her mother is from India. It's just like Obama. His mother was a white European American, and his father was an African from Kenya. So his bloodline don't have no trace of that slavery except for what they said during the election that do on his mother's side, a white woman, that the first slaves of America came through DNA. So there's a lot of trickery.
That's why there's some real controversy going on with this stuff. And then they want to vote for Harris. And people want to vote for Harris. Not talking about, oh, she's black, she's black. If she's black, then why is her great-great-grandfather one of the most notorious slave owners in the Atlantic history? I'm from Rhode Island. Her ancestor is Hamilton Brown. I'm telling you right now, Providence is Moses Brown. Moses Brown's family, which John Brown and Hamilton Brown was his two brothers. They own almost all of Rhode Island, bro. Rhode Island is the only state that's not a corporation. It's privately owned because their family owns almost the whole state, almost all the land. Talking about, and people don't even know that Newport before 1921, just after World War II, Before that, Newport was one of the 5 biggest cities in America because of the slave trade.
Can you see the information?
You sure can.
Kamala Diva.
That's Devi.
Devi. Maybe think about it.
She got an Indian middle name.
Okay. So I wanna
and if you really want to break that down, her name really means the scythe of the devil or the scythe of death, which, if you understand, that's the Scythians in history. So she's representing Scythians. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Scythians.
Yeah.
That's where we get the image of the Grim Reaper from.
Good. You're gonna keep this tab open. We just gonna look up a few things. So do you see the word?
Yes, sir. It says, yep, it says a diva is short for Devasta, which is a devil, or for and Devi for Devika. According to Douglas Harper, the etymological root dev means a shining one or to shine. And it is your Indo-European cognate of the Greek word dios, or the Gothic divine and Latin deus. See also Dilus, which also is Dallas or palace for Athena. A synonym of the word Devi in the Vedas is Bhagavati.
So you'll mainly say this woman, a god, you feel God. And her name is God.
But her first name is the Scythe, though. A comma. Watch, look that up. Look that up in Japanese what a comma is. Kama.
So okay, let's look it up. Kama. Yeah. Japanese. The silk.
Yep, there you go. Like I said, the Grim Reaper. Not only that, Henry, that's 1/2 of what alliance? What flag has that on it, Henry? That they be accusing Donald Trump of being in cahoots with.
Soviet Union.
Yes, sir, or Russia. Go ahead, show them that, brother. Show them that, so people can see for sure we ain't playing no games out here. Show them. They want to talk about Trump is Russia's ally. But why does she got the John? Why does her name mean half of their flag?
Let's go with a whole. Shit. A guard meaning a loader.
And Henry, what do they do with them lotus according to the sacred text? What is that for? Ain't that opium?
So I wanna go into her life from early life and education. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So we see her mother biological. Read this.
All right, it says, by her mother, Shamala, was a biologist whose work on the progesterone receptor gene stimulated advances in breast cancer research. Shamala moved to the United States from India as a 19-year-old graduate student in 1958 after studying nutrition and endocrinology at the University of California, Berkeley. She received her PhD in 1964. Kamala Harris's father, Donald J. Harris, is Jamaican American or Afro Jamaican ancestry, which we just said that they're just trying to plug that in there. He was a Stanford University professor of economics who arrived in the United States from British Jamaica, not even Jamaica when it was free, British Jamaica in 1961 for graduate study at UC Berkeley, receiving a PhD in economics in 1966. Donald Harris and Shamala Gopalan met at College Club for African American students, which Shamala was invited to join. So she didn't even get in there. She had to get invited because she's not black.
See what they really want to tell you there when they say student. Let's pop this. It wasn't student. It was study. African American study. Think about it. Right now, we have colleges full of African American study. Even when we seen with
yeah, my dad graduated from an HBCU.
On the movie How High, they had Tupac study. You feel in these different movies they had Tupac study. These
yeah, they do at some colleges. They do. They even got Nas and they got Wu-Tang Clan too.
So you have these people doing the because these. If you dig deep, Kamala Harris, mother and father, was helping in the time of the bus boycott. They was using foreigners.
Yep.
As we see, to study African American, learn our
you know, do you know who that reminds me of, Henry?
Teach us to indoctrinate us with these studies. Learn this from college and go into the community and teach the people this.
And you know who was doing the same thing at that time from the same place as Kamala Harris's father? Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
Them Garveyites was doing the same thing. So it's no doubt that I'm surprised we don't see Umar Johnson out here capping for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Because he's on that Marcus Garvey time. So you would think since her family is ones who progenitors of this African American studies, and not only that, but Kamala Harris's mother is a PhD in eugenics. She got a straight up PhD in eugenics. So put those two things together. I was going to say, put those two things together. Her father is an economist. I was just saying her father is an economist and her mother is a eugenics. That's the whole COVID-19 right there in a bundle.
Yeah. So if anybody who stayed in New York or from New York even come on this video, if New York Post is fake news, please tell me. If it's real news, we're gonna roll with it. Shinagma say is real, and he got this news, and this what New York Times, no, New York Post say, not New York Times, New York Post. Let's go ahead and read the information.
This is what they said this morning, too, by the way, this morning.
Can you see the wording? Go ahead.
Yes, I can. Kamala Harris descended from notorious Irish slave owner, not a nice fellow. Vice President Kamala Harris descended from an infamous slave owner who actively worked against abolition. The presidential hopeful paternal grandmother, Christiana Brown, is descendant of Hamilton Brown, who on the record as plantation and slave owner and founder of Brownstown, a town in Jamaica. Harris's own father, Stanford economist Donald Harris, wrote in the Jamaican Globe in 2019. Donald Harris, 85, was born in Brownstown. As the vice president noted in her 2019 book, The Truths We Hold, An American Journey.
You want to keep on going, or that's good enough?
No, that's good. That's about good. We could let everybody else do their due diligence. But we got the meat and potatoes on it. We gave them the 411 if they just want to do a skim through. But we got them with we definitely got them with the key points on that one. That's really all we needed to see. And that should let you know if you're a descendant of slaves, or you have empathy for those whose families were enslaved, and then you have to understand that they're running a giant con on everybody in the whole melanated community by saying that Kamala Harris is one of us. And it's a shame that they had to use Kendrick Lamar's song, "They Not Like Us." She's certainly right. We're not like them, because we gotta be African Americans at the end of the day, and she don't. Mike Epps said on Next Friday, I gotta live here. You don't. You know what I'm saying? We gotta live with that, not her. We gotta live with them policies. She don't.
Facts. So I look at things globally and locally. So I'm gonna start with global. It's gonna be a disaster relationship when it comes down to United States and we have a comment. Oh, we have somebody from New York in the house. We got somebody from New York. I love the great city in the great state of New York. I love traveling there. Love.
Beautiful place.
Yes. So globally, it's going to be a terrible relationship with Russia, because United States at the moment she's not talking to Russia. I haven't seen the vice president jump on the plane and go see the Russian vice president or see the Russian president and like, hey, can we cool this down? Can we negotiate things? No, she's a war hawk. So I feel like she's going to keep the Ukraine war going. And I also feel like she's going to also help keep the war and the bombardment, not war, but the genocide that's in the atrocities going on in Gaza. I believe she's going to keep that going, and we will be entering into a because Pandora box is already open. So
we're gonna end up entering a conflict with the Arab nations and over there in Gaza. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame because we just got out of there. We just got out of a 25-year war over there.
Yeah.
We just got out of a 25-year war over there. You know what I mean? I got friends who was over there. I got people who I graduated from high school with that was over there fighting. And now their kids is going to have to go over there fighting too. You know what I'm saying? What is this going to be, a generational thing? Like every generation going to have to fight a war in the Middle East of Americans? If we don't stop this now, that's where we're headed.
Because it's like, yeah, every generation. It's like wars on top of war. Every year, another war, another war. Oh, Brooklyn house, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the house, Crown Heights.
So when it comes down to local, talking about United States, I feel that's when that the agenda dealing with the LBG community going to be pushed more, because recently she had a meeting where she was like, I am Kamala Harris. I identify as a black woman in a blah blah suit, and my pronouns is her and she. And I'm like, oh my goodness, we about to have somebody worse than Joe Biden. It's like people ask, like I seen video, people actually asking, is she retarded? Especially, I'm not doing it because she's a woman. No, I don't have no problem for a woman who's 30, 34 and up, might be even younger, if the Constitution allow for any woman to run for president if she have a felony or not. She can run for president. But I don't feel like we should stay in the same dilemma of picking these aristocrats, because it's like they showing us over and over, if you manipulate the system, the people gonna realize that, hey, we don't have no control. And they understand, when the people understand that we don't have no control, rebel.
Yeah, but
That's
you have to remember, see, this is the thing, Henry. If you vote, you don't have no control.
yeah,
See, this is where I come in with my political political alignment, right? But people don't understand, in the Constitution, it tells you you have the right to vote. And people always forget that everything in the Constitution is inverted. So just like when they tell you you got the right to remain silent as a Fifth Amendment right, you also got the right to talk. That also applies on the First Amendment, that you have the right to talk.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about, right? Just like when they say, "Oh, you can leave. If I'm free to go, I'm free to stay." You know what I'm saying? If the police tell you you're free to go, that means you're also free to stay. They can't make you move if it's public property.
yeah,
That's the way that goes. So that's the same thing with voting. You got to guard your rights. If you want to keep your constitutional rights, if you want to keep your freedom in your as an American, then don't give them your consent by going and voting in that voting booth. Because remember that people don't realize the United States, our political system is built off no taxation without representation. So everybody who's taxed, that they have to, they got to be able to vote. Oh, we talked about that before, Henry, on one of the shows, about how that's one of your obligations when you pay taxes is to vote, and then
yeah,
to send one of your children to the military.
yeah.
Those are your two obligations as American citizen. And then it's like, you got to think about that. So, but then they don't tell you part of your right to vote is not to vote if the candidates don't suit you.
And this was some also. I think this would be a good opportunity to push that agenda that they want. that women will be entering into a drought. We have to go to war with Russia because right now they putting long range missiles in Europe. We A lot of the treaties that's supposed to protect Europe and America from long range missiles is canceled. Like Biden let a lot of these treaties expire, and Russia not on good terms with Kamala Harris. So that's off top. Russia.
And let's go into the secondary effect of that too. Because when Joe Biden failed to re-sign on that pact in the UN, Russia combated that and balanced the side by not re-signing the Nuclear Powers Act, where you can't use nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
So Russia made it so they can even use nuclear weapons legally now.
So, and they also in the United States also showing Russia this what Russia could do to us. If Russia attack us and do to us like Israel is doing to the people in Gaza, Palestine, who could say that they are wrong? Because United States itself is saying that, hey, if United States got military structure in the community, and people got to understand that a lot of these sheriffs, people get, it's a rank. People could get deputized, and then the deputy. Why people could get deputized? Because a lot of these deputies would join into the military when the draft. So
they're gonna get called up. That's why.
If they have martial law, these deputies and officers become soldiers, and
they become National Guard by extension.
So if that's the fact, if a police station is into a community,
like it now becomes a military base.
So that means that give our enemy the opposition a right to shoot into a civilian population. This is what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden is showing the world when they are allowing the Israeli regime.
That's what they're doing in Palestine.
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, them terrorists is under the building. We blew up the building with 1,500 kids in there with no evidence that the terrorist is over there.
Yeah.
Just because we said the terrorist is over there, everybody's supposed to believe it.
It's just like here in America, if a kidnapper kidnap 7 people, you gonna start firing on the kidnap people just to get that one person, so he might not kidnap no other people. So you want to just destroy the whole scenery?
And you know what's worse about America than Gaza?
What's that?
Is that our whole populations are densely populated in only 3 or 4 areas throughout the whole country of the United States. And the highly populated areas are really right next to each other. Yeah. So really, like, for example, in the East Coast, what's to prevent them from shooting off some ICBMs, hitting Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Miami, Florida, all at the same time? What are we going to do then?
Yeah, even so, yes, because we got to understand from Virginia all the way to Boston, Massachusetts, we have the megalopolis.
Exactly.
That's cities on top of cities that is connected. You feel? Washington, D.C., you got the DMV, from there you got Baltimore. From Baltimore you got Philly. You got cities up in Dirty Jersey, New Jersey.
Jersey City.
Yeah, you got Ocean City. You got also New
Atlantic City.
York. You got Providence, Rhode Island. You got Stamford, Connecticut. You got Boston. You feel you have all these cities that intertwine with each other. These are metropolis on top of metropolis. What called a megalopolis,
And
and
it's
it's
crazy because most people don't even realize if you take the nuclear fallout maps where where they show you the blast radius, and if you put it over directly where ground zero on New York City, now that it will the radiation will reach all the way to Boston in 10 minutes.
or just think about this. You have Washington D.C. We think about how hurricanes come through the United States. Let's say the widest go. Let's say Texas. Even with Texas, it gonna swerve up, and then they're gonna go from Texas to Arkansas, from Arkansas into Tennessee, and then that weather gonna move up north. So if you hit, just say Washington D.C., that wind gonna blow northward bound or northeastward bound, and that's gonna touch areas that gonna affect a lot of people.
It's going to carry the nuclear particulates that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
If they hit New York with a nuclear weapon, the radiation will go as far as Boston in 10 minutes and Washington, D.C. in even less time. So, and the crazy thing is, from what I've been studying, they said if they do drop a nuclear attack on New York, where I live in Providence, Rhode Island, we'll be able to see the explosion. Where you're at in Maryland, you'll be able to see the explosion.
But
that's how crazy the explosion is.
Like, I'm gonna say this out. Like, through my life, there was only one president I know that did not start a war. Only one president in my life. In my lifetime, only one president I know that did not start a war. And that was Donald Trump.
That's a fact.
It was Donald Trump. Not Obama.
And it's funny too, because remember, Donald Trump's the one that said if he gets in there, these wars in Ukraine and Gaza is over.
Yeah, because I'm like this right here. Obama was the biggest scam artist there was. Why? Because one, he wasn't a kinfolk. Just because he skinned folk, but he wasn't kinfolk. But the main thing was this. Think about the main thing. Yeah. He got the Nobel Peace Prize because he came in talking about peace with the Muslim world. No more wars in the Muslim world. But him and Hillary Clinton dragged Gaddafi for the wolves to handle. They used.
They was dragging Gaddafi's body on live TV.
You feel? And then you got Kamala Harris. You feel? Part of the same cycle now here on the side of Joe Biden. Pushing back. No history of what happened in South Africa with the apartheid and the genocide. See, not the kinfolk of Africa. You feel? She's not no kinfolk of Africa because she don't have that memory in her head.
Right.
She don't have that memory that runs through the DNA.
And then speaking of apartheid, you know what I mean? We ain't got no choice, but we gotta go to South Africa with that. And South Africa's own son, Elon Musk, said Kamala Harris is no good. Elon Musk. He said it straight up on his Twitter account. Kamala Harris is no good. And people's gonna be like, oh, that's just Elon Musk. You're talking about one of the richest people in America and in the world. And not only that, Elon Musk always be trying to help people in advance before something goes down. But nobody be paying attention to him. And then when it goes down, everybody's like, oh, Elon Musk warned us. We should have listened to him.
This that wolf that they put in sheep clothing for us, because they already knew it was already there. That's like, hey, black men from 40 and below who wide open, their eyes wide open, was going for Donald Trump. They was going for Donald Trump
because remember, think about that demographic you just spoke on. Let's rewind it back to the 60s. That's the same demographic that when the draft was in there, that's who they was sending to Vietnam in fucking droves. They wasn't just sending a couple of black people here and there. We was the majority of draftees. That's why Muhammad wasn't going over there.
So okay. Let me ask you this question. If I was to recruit some girls to Girl Scouts, who would be a best recruiter, a female or a male?
A female.
So if I want to recruit some female to sell some lemonade, who would be the best recruit, a man or a female?
A female.
So this is the last question. So if I want to convince females to give up their right because they want our created world equality, who is the best person to push equality and to secretly put in the agenda that females can get put in the draft? A man or a female?
The female.
So we have Kamala Harris in a pivotal time.
And then it makes sense based on her name. We just looked it up. The sickle, the scythe. That's what her name means. So we obviously know she's a angel of death based on her name. And also, her middle name is the angel or the anointed one, and then her first name is the weapon of demise, or the weapon of the Grim Reaper.
And I can believe that because they have a video floating around online. If I can find it, we can do a part 2, find more stuff, put it together. It's the first show, so we trying to make sure it's good. I believe we doing great. But back to what I was saying, it's video floating out there of her. It's no AI generation, no people slicing up her words. It's her word where she was explaining, oh, we need to do global, we got to protect the world from global warming. We got to do this, we got to do this. Food security, we got to depopulate people for the health of our children. So yeah, she slipped up.
And don't forget that she's also in agreement with the WHO usurping the Constitution.
Yeah.
Our national sovereignty, saying that sovereign nations are no longer sovereign no matter what our international doctrine says.
The main thing I want to look at, like, I want to see a debate, and I want some real questions asked. You feel? So we actually see what's really going on, because I'm like, push come to shove, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw my vote towards Robert F. Kennedy Jr. or I'm gonna just go ahead down the Trump, but mainly I might just pick him because people have a choice who they want. Well, if everybody like, we don't want no Donald Trump and we don't want no Kamala Harris, there's the third party candidate. Just vote for him and see if it make a difference. You know?
Or you could just do like me and be politically unaffiliated and don't vote.
Yeah.
Hold your vote, because it really, you know, you don't want to be responsible for whoever gets in there in office, and especially if World War III breaks out, you don't want to go down in the history books as somebody who voted for the person that ended the world.
Yeah, yeah. We about to go ahead and hit that hour mark. I'm not trying to keep this video long, so people can come back and catch pointers. If you agree, disagree, you can drop some information. So, great conversation. Thank you, appreciate
Thank
it a
you, thank
lot.
you.
Thank you for coming through. Thank you for hitting the live chat and keeping us motivated. So we're gonna have some more topics coming in future. I'm glad you came through.
Make sure you hit us on the email, because the part two, we're gonna have a question and answer part. And if you want to make a statement, you know what I mean, we're gonna be having people coming on live to make some statements or to ask questions.
Yes.
So stay on the lookout for that part two.
Yes. So I'm gonna ask co-host, just stay in the backstage. We about to go ahead and
Let's get up out of here.
exit out of here. I hope y'all enjoy the intro slash outro, and catch us next time in Newsroom 16. Never end working service. Remember the name, remember the game. You will catch us also on TikTok at Newsroom 16. We got a few little following now. I'm trying to get the Instagram right, but most of my Instagram video is personally go to me, so I'm trying to fix that. So I'm not trying to be on Instagram personally like that, but have a channel. So let's just
That's my Instagram right there on my name. All you got to do is put the @ symbol in the middle, in the front, where the sky symbol is in Japanese. You put the @ and that's how you get to my Instagram account. And I have a lot of information on there about this and other subjects pertaining to melanated peoples.
Yes, and also got his information in the link in the description. When you go on YouTube, you can look at the description, and his information is also. I want to make sure we get our information out there. We coming back, y'all. We coming back. Had a page in the past, but we coming back. We making sure that it's better than ever. So peace, blessings, and stay cool, calm, and collected. It's hot out
All
there.
praises be to God.
Yes. All praise be to God, and understand. Stay cool, stay hydrated. It's hot out there.